good to go.
Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry it's been 2 weeks. It's been busy. But we're back and we should be back. So, hello everyone, we've missed you. Let's see. Starting off, any channel announcements, Justin?
Yeah, there's
next week?
There's a few. There's quite a few. So let's read them. You all know we have a podcast. I mention it every week, so...
Are you unmuted?
Yep.
Okay, just double checking. That happens a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we have a podcast. So you can check that out if you like podcasts, because they're pretty cool. But yeah, we got some announcements that are important, and I need to do them real quick. So let's do it real quick. As I make myself a little bit smaller, so that I don't have a big head in OBS. There. Yeah, so on Wednesday and Thursday this week, we're doing some Halloween-related one-shots. So that means there won't be any regular scheduled game of our pirate campaign Beneath the Tide nor Dungeon of the Mad Mage on October 30th and October 30th. Instead, during those slots, we'll be doing two Halloween one-shots. Mad Mage at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're doing a one-shot called Trick or Treat Gang, where the players will be taking on the roles of children in a Halloween-inspired D&D adventure, so they're probably going to die. I'm excited for that. Lots of inspiration from like Goosebumps and stuff. As for the Beneath the Tide slot, we'll be playing a one-shot of my own horror-based RPG system, Terror Tale, and that one-shot will be called The Hotel of Madness, where the cast are going to be playing themselves in a pretty fun horror adventure that I like to compare as a mixture of cosmic horror meets The Shining meets Cabin in the Woods. So yeah, watch Sam play himself and see how that goes.
I'm going to calculate all of the trigonometry of everything.
Yay!
All right, so we take the cosine of this hallway, and oh wait, geometry doesn't work in cosmic horror, so oh no.
Exactly. And then October 31st, which is Halloween, our regular scheduled game of Curse of Strahd will continue Halloween night, because that makes sense to me. Spooky. Because they're in the Amber Temple, and stuff is not so good right now.
No, it's not.
Also coming up on our Extra Life stream on November 3rd, is there an Extra Life stream on November 3rd? It's going to run from 1 p.m. Eastern Time to 1 a.m. Eastern Time, and we've got this current schedule filled basically. There is some talk about doing a Q&A at 7 to 9, but I don't know how that would work. And I do want, some breaks at some point. Because right now it's looking like I might be doing it from running things myself from 7 to 1, and that's a long time. But right now, we got some schedule stuff going on, so November 3rd, you can check us out, doing our Extra Life stream, a 12-hour Extra Life stream. Trying to raise $1,200, because in March we did $600, so let's double it for the kids. Because the kids are nice, and that's November 3rd, so that's literally next Sunday. Interesting, the clocks go back November 3rd.
Huh.
Like at 2 a.m. Interesting. Anyways, yeah, that's the announcements.
Okay. Also, bear with us, audience. I think 3/4 of us are either lacking sleep or feeling under the weather. So, we're doing great. I will be regularly muting my microphone to cough, so you don't have to hear me. Oh yeah, we're doing great. Also, so as you can see with the name of the episode and from the overlay, thank you, Justin, for putting that together very quickly. We're not doing a normal session of Soldiers of the Lich Queen this week. We are missing Lindsay, who plays Sid. So rather than go on without one of our own, I have decided that if someone can't make it, we're going to do little side episodes highlighting other things happening in the world. We can either, these will be things like today, going kind of off to the side to a parallel story and finding out what's happening elsewhere in the world at the same time. We can also do sort of flashback to interesting and exciting parts of any player backstory moments that may have happened, as well as moments of history in the world that are mentioned. If it's oh hey, that war of something or other that I end up mentioning and pulling out of my ass at some point on stream. If everyone's like, hey, that actually sounded kind of cool, I'd love to know more about that. One of these could be that. So, audience, if there are things that you would like to see explored at some point, we'll be kind of putting together a running list. So if people can't make it, we can just kind of pull from that for these side adventures if people can't make it. So drop those in the Discord so I can see them. So today's is called What Happened? Make sure I get the name right. I think I got it. So today's episode is called What Happened to Maena Swift, which, if you remember from 2 episodes ago, is the name of Sid's friend, the halfling, that he was looking for when the Enclave was attacked, who was hidden in the secret yoga spot that they went looking in and found the marking on the tree leading down the mountain into the woods. The party was unable to find Maena and figure out where she went, and we're going to find out what happened. So, the party is going to be, or the players you see here, are going to be playing as commoners, villagers in the mountain village of Pebble Glen. It is a small mountain village, way up in the coniferous wooded mountains. It's one path in and out of town. There are some. There's a nearby valley where there are some farms, and for the most part, the village is the center of civilization for everyone in the surrounding area. There are a few maybe hunters that live in the woods nearby, so those farmers, other people that live nearby, but for the most part, this small village is the center of civilization because it is a several-day journey through winding mountain paths to get to the next large-ish settlement. So, rather than just have me come up with this town or this village all on my own and figuring out exactly who lives here and what's going on, we're gonna sort of collaborate a little on the makeup of this town. So, the players have not yet created any sort of characters, but they might have thoughts. I mentioned pre-stream that we're going to be doing this, so we're going to kind of put together who they are playing as, the commoners they are, their role in town, that kind of thing, and then each person will give me a few people they know, maybe any family members, any friends, rivals, enemies in town, people they don't get along with, people they do get along with, anyone you can think of. I will have fantasy name generators up, just in case we have a hard time coming up with names. FantasyNameGenerators.com. Great place to get fantasy names. We're not being sponsored by them, but man, we should be. And then, the events of the episode 2 episodes ago, the attack on the Enclave, will then make their way to this sleepy little village. So, does anybody have any thoughts or ideas on who they would like to be in town?
Uh-huh.
All right, Justin, lay it on me.
Hi, I'm Jessop Moonripple, and I am a Minotaur herbalist.
Jessop Moonripple.
I have long, shaggy white hair that covers my eyes.
Feel like a shaggy yak minotaur?
Yeah, basically.
Amazing. All right. Jessop Moonripple, the Minotaur herbalist in town. Okay. So you live in town, you have your sort of herbalist's hut. You know, you go out, I'm guessing you go out like picking herbs and stuff in the woods and
smoking them if I can.
Okay. So you're the local pharmacist / weed man.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. And off the top of your head, who would be some people that Jessop Moonripple would know in town?
Well, there's Gil Greenthumb. He's a fellow herbalist, and he is a furbolg.
Okay.
And then there's Sassafras Bassafras,
Oh my god.
and he's a dwarf tobacco farmer.
These are all amazing.
And that's it.
Okay. Real quick, Gil Greenthumb
Yep.
is a fellow herbalist. Is this like an associate of yours, an assistant, just another herbalist, a rival herbalist? What's that relationship like?
Oh, I don't have any rivals. I'm just too calm for rivals. Say he's just acquaintance.
Okay, so there's just two herbalists in town, and they're both usually too high to care that they're in business competition with each other.
Okay.
All right. And then Sassafras, was it Sassafras Bassafras?
That's right.
The dwarf tobacco farmer, so probably where you get all of your tobacco to sell,
Yeah,
because that's got medicinal properties, right?
they say it does.
Yeah, this is a time period where we don't know not to put cocaine in our soda yet, so, sure, herbalists would sell tobacco. Yeah, just chew that up, mash it up in your teeth, and then rub it on your cut, and it'll probably do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we have our Minotaur herbalist, our Furbolg herbalist, and oh my god, I just realized I wrote down Furbolg fellow herbolg.
Herbolg. Nice.
Herbalist.
Herbolg.
And then Sassafras Bassafras, a dwarf tobacco farmer. Oh boy, here we go. All right. Kirkland and Rose. Who do you have?
I'm going.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Igor. I am everybody's best friend. I am purveyor of beats. I am tavern keeper. I am just, perfectly normal human. Don't ask about it. But I'm very excited to see you. I have my beautiful wife, Irina. She is just very gorgeous. And then I know pretty much everybody in town. But one of my favorites is probably the regular. His name is Old Tom. He's almost always asleep on the bar. But he tips pretty well. And by that, I mean I usually just take his coin purse.
All right. Purveyor of beats. Okay. Couple of questions for you. Do you know what Old Tom does in town to get the coins that you take from him?
You have no idea.
Okay.
It's not my business.
All right. Old Tom is the mysterious old guy who is always asleep at the bar. No one knows where he gets money, but he always has money to pay for drinks. Where do you get your beets?
Oh, it's just harvesting in the mountains. Really, any kind of root vegetable I can find. I have a nose for beets.
So you go out and you harvest wild beets.
Yes, it makes very good juice. Irina makes a very good soup out of it also.
Is that borscht? Is borscht beet soup?
Well, it's not what Irina calls it. Irina calls it, stop sulking and eat your soup.
All right. Okay. Batting 1,000 already. All right. And Rose. Did you have anybody else you can think of in town? Anyone Igor dislikes?
Everybody likes Igor. But also don't ask about the ravens that are constantly at the tavern. It's none of your business. Don't ask.
Okay. And Rose.
Well, hi there. I'm Caroline Yardley, the tailor in town.
Sorry, so was that Caroline Yardley?
Yes.
All right. All right, so we've got the tavern keeper, the herbalist, and the tailor. Please proceed.
Well, I live above my tailor shop with my beautiful wife Sabrina and our two cats, Artemis and Belladonna.
Okay. Sorry, what was your wife's name again? I apologize.
Sabrina.
Right. Artemis and Belladonna. All right. And do you have any other acquaintances in town?
Not really. We're kind of new to town, so we haven't really gotten to know anybody.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Jessop Moonripple, Igor, and Caroline Yardley. I like that Igor does not have a last name.
It's just Igor. Don't ask about it.
Okay. All right. So,
No borscht tonight, apparently.
all right. So, this is the town of Pebble Glen, up in the mountains. You get like maybe one caravan every couple months coming through, bringing extra supplies and everything. But for the most part, you're fairly self-sufficient. You've got a tobacco farm. You've got wild beets growing in the hills that are always on supply at the local tavern. Oh, I forgot to ask. What is the name of Igor's tavern?
Is called the Raven's Crook.
Okay. All right. And is it an inn and tavern or just a tavern?
It's probably both.
Okay. Okay. So, all right then. So at about the middle of the day, maybe mid-morning, around noon, I would guess that Igor would be tending the bar, the main room of the Raven's Crook Tavern and Inn.
Yes, just
All right.
polishing glasses, spitting every once in a while, because old-timey barkeeps do that.
Mm-hmm.
He read in a book once.
Okay. Caroline Yardley, I'm guessing, is working in her tailor shop.
That's right.
Okay. And what does Jessop Moonripple do in the middle of the day?
I just like to lie in the fields and stare up at the clouds.
Okay.
See
You
if
probably just-
I can make any friends with the clouds.
Are these the clouds you're making or the clouds that are up in the sky?
Always both.
Yeah, the depth perception is off. It's hard to tell with the fur in your eyes. Sometimes it's actually just the fur itself.
Oh, I need to save this idea for a backup character at some point because oh my god. But yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. So you're all, hanging out, just you're lying on the grass on one of the slopes leading down the mountain. The town is basically kind of set up on almost like a wide ledge, kind of a flat area on the slopes down the mountain. There's a larger slope on one side, and it kind of flattens out to form the town, kind of like curved into crook in this wide mountain path, and then on one side just kind of slopes down. It's like a gentle slope, though, so there's these kind of wide grassy fields that Jessop can lie in, and it leads down towards the valley where the farms are down below. And you can usually look out and see some of the fields and farmhouses. And at night you can see lamplight and fires from the few farms down there spread out. So then I suppose, Igor, you would be, tending the bar. It's middle of the day. Most people are usually working. You don't usually get a lot of customers when you hear the front door open. And you look up at first. You don't quite see anybody, but then you catch in your peripherals and you look down and you see a halfling woman dressed in deep greens and leather armor and carrying weapons. Not like in hand, but, clearly armed. Kind of comes in looking a little scratched up, a little dirty. She has sort of a almost greenish, coppery tone to her skin, like not quite like you've ever seen. Has sort of almost an otherworldly appearance beyond just being a halfling. And she kind of is looking around as she comes in and then almost timidly makes her way up to the bar.
Oh, hello. Welcome to my bar. How are you?
Hi. Is this the inn in town?
It is the inn in town.
Okay. And you rent rooms here, right?
I have been known to do that a time or two.
Okay. I have some money,
Great.
and I would like to rent a room.
Great. For how long would you like to be staying?
Let's just go with one night for now.
Just for one night.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is 2 copper.
Two copper. Okay. And she goes into the coin purse and then takes out a gold coin. Do you have change?
Oh,
for
yes.
the-
Of course I have change. I will bring it to your room.
Okay. Here you go. And she sets it on the counter. Can I? Where is it?
Your room?
Yeah.
Oh, just up the stairs, whichever door. They're all free right now.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, and she'll go upstairs, head away. Yeah, you don't usually get visitors. The inn part is usually like occasionally caravans or something will come through, bringing goods. You're usually like your town is usually like a last stop on any caravan. Like there's not much past you into the mountains, so maybe like occasionally some logging ventures will come through, trying to find good spots. But you usually again like once every couple months those rooms get used, so it's very rare that they're ever full.
Ugh, old Tom, did you see her? What a weird skin color. Not that I'm like prejudiced or anything, but I've never seen someone like that. You ever
Alright,
seen somebody like that?
You say something?
You want a drink?
Uh-huh.
All right, here's some
You-
beef ale.
Here you go. All right. Thank you. Mm.
Yes.
And starts snoring on the bar.
I'll just go back to polishing glasses.
Okay. All right. Sometime later, she comes downstairs. You can see she's kind of like she's taken off the armor and is just wearing like a simple green tunic. And you can see that she's got like a couple of cuts or not cut, like places where the fabric has been torn and scratched at. It looks like you would know it being a kind of woodsy type and spending so much time searching the woods for beets, you would recognize, fabric that gets caught on a branch or something or on some brambles and ripped from moving through the dense underbrush. She's like, crap, damn it.
Oh, if you're looking to get your tunic fixed, there's this very lovely lady who just moved to town not too long ago. Her name is Caroline. She has been doing just the most fantastic of the stitch work and the patching and the creating of garments.
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's probably a good idea, huh? Yeah. I probably need more clothes too now that I think about it.
You'll definitely stick out a little bit less. I mean, not that much less. You look very strange, but besides the strange thing, if you have the clothing would help probably.
Yeah. Thank you. What was your name?
Time. Oh, hello, I'm Igor. I'm everybody's good friend.
Okay. Right. Good to meet you. I'm Maena. I don't know if I mentioned that already. So, where's this tailor?
Oh, you can't miss it. We are a tiny little village. The big sign says tailor. It's a double-story building.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Right down the street. It's really kind of in your face. She's a little obnoxious, but like in a good way, Like some people it would be like tacky, but her it's like, oh, this makes sense.
Right. Okay. Thank you again. I'll be on my way.
Oh, genuinely anytime.
All right. And she'll nod, furrow a brow, and then head outside, take 2 seconds to look around, immediately see the tailor's shop,
Yeah.
and start walking over towards it. Jessop, as you're sitting there talking to the clouds, you'd notice like a slight shadow cast over you. Very, very slight, because you see a very small, unfamiliar person walking along the road towards the tailor's shop that's across from the hill that you're sitting on. And, unfamiliar is strange in this village. You don't it's weird to see a stranger.
Well, hello, friend. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
What's your name?
I'm Maena. Who are you?
The clouds and the plants call me Jessop.
The clouds call you Jessop.
Yes,
Should I call you Jessop?
if you want.
All right, I guess I'll call you Jessop. So you talk to clouds and plants.
I talk to whoever will listen.
And clouds and plants will listen.
If you believe they will.
All right. I was just heading to the tailor. So enjoy talking to the clouds and plants.
Thank you.
All right. And then she turns and goes inside.
What a nice person.
Caroline, so you're working on something, probably a project for someone in town.
Mhm.
When the door opens and you see this halfling woman come into your shop. Hello, is your tailor here?
Well, hi there. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Maena. I'm just passing through. I think I just met your local homeless man. Um,
Oh, Jessup. Yeah, he's a sweetheart. He knows the real good herbs, if you know what I mean.
that makes a lot of sense. He was talking about being friends with clouds.
Oh yeah, he does that sometimes. Don't you worry about him. Just kind of step over him if you see him again.
Okay. Well, she looks down at her little legs. I'll step around him. I don't know about over would really work that well.
You do whatever you want, sweetheart.
Okay. So she kind of lifts up her arm and you can see the rips and scratches in the tunic. She's like, so I kind of need some repairs and
Oh my stars, what happened to you, my dear?
yeah, I was just taking a shortcut through the woods
Oh, that's no good.
and just got caught on some brambles and things. I also these are the only clothes I have with me. So if you happen to have some spares, that would be great. Any sort
Of
of
course, my child, of course. And well, I think I can maybe borrow some of Sabrina's old clothes. Might have to change them a bit to get them to fit you, but I'm sure we could find something.
okay, yeah. Or if you just have any that you have made and that you sell, I don't need to take them from a person specifically.
Oh no, Sabrina. Don't you worry about it. I do love a good charity case, and so does Sabrina.
Okay, all right.
Come on in, child. I need to get your measurements.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah,
Come
she comes in.
here.
She comes in.
And she'll grab the tape measure and just start measuring her, and just getting every measurement. So, what brings you to this little town, other than the shortcut through the woods?
Mostly taking a shortcut through the woods. I was up in the mountains, and I was heading down the mountains. Speaking of, would you happen to know where the nearest big town is, or city, or something?
Well, not for quite a while, like we're kind of the last stop here. So you just kind of want to keep going and then you'll find a bigger city.
Okay, all right, just keep on going. Okay,
Yeah, just keep on going. Don't you worry about it.
right.
Or, you can stay a little while. Everyone here is nice enough. Have you met Igor yet?
Yeah, I stopped by and I dropped my stuff off at the inn. I met Igor.
Oh, he's a doll. Just the absolute sweetest.
Did seem nice, yeah.
Mhm. So what were you doing up on the mountain?
It was a family reunion.
Oh, I love a good family reunion. So, is your family still up there? Did you get lost from them?
Yeah, I don't think they are anymore.
Did they go home?
Yeah, they went home.
Oh, and where's home for them? Maybe I can help point you in the right direction.
Kind of all over the place.
Oh, one of those families. I completely understand.
I kind of came up here with other people. I wasn't really. I'm from not around here either, so I don't actually really know my way around too well, or really exactly where I am.
Well, I'm sure the rest of us here in town can help you find that out. I think I'll get your measurements here and then we'll take you back to Igor and we can all help you figure out where you are and where you're going. Does that sound good?
That would be lovely. Yes, actually, yeah.
Well, just gotta get just a few more measurements and then I'll be good.
Okay.
And then
Thank you.
get those measurements and then just write them down and then take her to go see Igor again.
Okay. So you'll head over. Jessop's still just laying in the field. What percentage of your day would you say is spent laying in fields and talking to clouds?
10 hours.
10 hours. All right. How much time do you spend gathering herbs?
The rest of the day.
How much time do you spend sleeping?
I mix it up when I'm staring at clouds.
Okay, so it's just the staring at clouds is on and off napping also.
Basically.
Okay, so you kind of have you don't necessarily have a regular sleep schedule. It's kind of you just on and off, just kind of fall asleep whenever, get up, keep doing stuff. So night and day doesn't really matter. It's just kind of one continuous, just line of sleeping and waking up and doing things.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. Not bound by any clock.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Jessop is still as Caroline and Maena pass by. Jessop, he's probably snoring in the field, and Maena's yeah, he looks like he knows where to find the good herbs.
If you talk to him nicely, he might share, but I'm not too sure about that one.
Right. Okay. Back to Igor's. Right. That's right there. Right.
Yeah, you can't miss it.
All right. So Igor, your door opens again, and Maena enters with Caroline, probably wearing a either fixed up tunic now or a new one that Caroline gave her.
Oh, well. Oh, I lost the voice.
Igor's a man of many voices.
Oh, welcome back. I'm so happy to see everybody. You got tunic fixed?
Yes. Yeah. Your recommendation was fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, we are so happy she moved to town. We're fixing every little patch. It's so nice.
Oh, you flatter me.
You're very easy to flatter.
Oh, thank you.
Can I get anybody to drink? Irina's just making up some stew right now.
I'm good.
I think a drink sounds nice, actually. Yeah, I'm a little thirsty.
All right, this is my very special beet ale. It's very good.
Beet ale.
Yes. Here, you'll love it. Give it a try.
Okay.
Well,
All
it's
right.
with on house. It'll be great.
Thank you. It's a little sour. It's a little sour.
It's delicious.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Have you ever considered a beet wine?
No.
Okay. All right. Just thought I'd ask. Right. So I was just talking to Caroline and I was mentioning I was up in the mountains for a family reunion.
Okay.
And I didn't exactly come here on my own. So now I'm not exactly sure where exactly I am.
Oh, that's so easy. You're in Pedal Gland.
Pedal gland?
I wasn't paying attention earlier.
It was Pebble Glen, but I really like that Igor pronounces it as Pedal Gland.
Yeah, it's a mix-up. It's not my first language. It's
What
common.
is your first language?
It's don't ask. Why so nosy? Gosh.
Right. Sorry. Okay. So, that doesn't exactly help me. Where is here?
It's on mountain.
On mount. Okay. Are there any major landmarks or towns or cities?
Oh, there's big city like what, Caroline? 2-day travel, perhaps?
Yeah, just a hop, skip, and a jump away,
Yeah, that one. It's called. It's called the what? The Kite. It's called Kite. I remember.
Kite.
Yeah,
Kite,
close.
yes.
It's close enough.
Never heard of a city called Kite.
It's so weird. It's biggest on this continent, I think.
You can't miss it.
You really can't miss it. It's kind of like Caroline's tailor shop, unmissable.
Right. And so if I take this road through town, I just keep taking it, I'll get there?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that's
Oh,
helpful.
wait, no, I'm so sorry. It's called Pyre. I was mistaken.
That I've heard of. That city I've heard of. That's a big city.
Little language.
Yeah, that's where I moved from.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's just down the road a bit.
Oh, what brings you from the biggest city ever to Pebble Glen?
Well, the big city life just wasn't for Sabrina and I, and we've got 2 young cats to raise, so we really needed to kind of get them out of the city,
I see. Okay. Little does everyone know when she says cats, she means tabaxi babies. Adopted tabaxi kids.
You can't prove that.
They just hear meowing from upstairs. They have no idea that it's just they kidnapped a pair of tabaxi babies and
I can neither confirm nor deny that. So, in the wise words of Igor, don't ask about it.
Don't ask about why so nosy all the time with the questions. Wild.
This is just the village where people go and they don't want anyone to ask any questions about them. All right. Okay. So, real big city. Pretty, not too far away. Good to know. Gee, anything else? Wow. I guess I've had a little bit of a long day, so I think I'm just gonna go lie down. Thank you for the room and the beet ale.
Of course, I will send Irina up with some stew later.
I very much appreciate that, and thank you for the clothes as well. That's very helpful.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'll let you know if I need anything else.
Great. I'll be here, maybe. If not, Irina will be. And if she's not, old Tom will. You can ask him whatever. He might wake up.
What? You say my name.
Go back to sleep, Tom.
All right.
Tom, what you gonna do, you know?
Right. I'm gonna go upstairs. Thank you again.
Bye.
And should head upstairs.
Have a good night.
I mean, it's like lunchtime at this point, so
Yeah.
Kids these days, they just getting kind of lazy.
Right when I was her age, I was out in the forest collecting beets until my hands were bleeding. Or also it could have just been beet juice. I'm a little on the dramatic side sometimes.
I can tell, Igor, you do love your beats, so.
don't you
They're
still
so
do
good.
that?
I mean, yes, of course. That's how I get the beet ale. Also, anybody want some stew? It's just about done.
Yeah, Stu.
Sure, I'll have some stew.
Irina, the stew.
What?
This stew.
What did you say?
It's time for the stew.
What do?
Oh my gosh. So ridiculous. And then you're gonna like walk into the kitchen.
Wives these days,
Oh, like we'll come back with like 2 bowls of stew and be like, here is Irina's best beet stew.
Mmm.
Yep, it's just red liquid.
With a couple chunks of beets in it.
Yep, like beet juice with chunks of beets.
But it's warm.
Yep, not hot, warm.
Now, is it like warm or like lukewarm?
It's like on the warm side of lukewarm.
Tepid.
Like a tepid would be a good description.
Gross.
Tepid beet stew.
Can I take a bowl back to Sabrina and the
Just in time.
cats?
Yes, of course. And then he'll go back into the kitchen and bring out like his takeout bowl.
He just has a takeout bowl. The village is small enough that people just bring it back.
Yeah, it's just the one.
But it just has like Igor's takeout bowl carved into the side of it.
Yeah.
Is it spelt right?
No.
Probably not. And if it's not, if they don't bring it back, Igor just goes to their house. Is like, I know you have my bowl. Bring it back.
You finished the beet stew? Great. Give me back bowl.
It's like the most social interaction Igor gets outside
Of the bar, yeah. He
Hunting
loves when
down the-
people don't bring back the bowl.
People don't bring that
Go get them.
takeout bowl.
I love Igor.
All right. So you have your stew. And for the most part, as this newcomer goes back up to her room, the day kind of resumes as normal. Does anybody have anything in particular you were planning on doing with your afternoon?
Gathering some herbs.
Okay. So Jessop, you eventually decide that it's about time to get up. You had enough time laying in the grass, and now you want to go collect some grass. So you know some good spots out in the woods where some things grow. Some little groves and areas of place, secluded place in the woods that you've kind of just memorized your way to at this point. You know enough of how to take just the right amount to keep it growing so that it just continuously comes back. But you have enough of them spread out that you can gather little bits from here and there, and you kind of have a rotation figured out.
Oh, that's a happy little tree over there.
Yeah, you check in. There's you see some saplings that are a tiny bit bigger than the last time, and only someone who sits there and takes 30 minutes to pick exactly the right amount of herbs and stand very still and stare at saplings would be able to notice the like half an inch of growth that it has made since the last time you were here.
Let's see if the mushrooms are talking today, too.
All right, so you're going around picking up herbs and mushrooms and everything. And as you're doing that, can I perhaps have a perception check?
That's, yeah. It's plus 0 anyways.
Yep.
11.
Okay. You hear as you're picking up some mushrooms off the side of a tree. You've got like your little tiny like paring knife, basically. So you're just gently popping them off the side of the tree, so you're not damaging the bark. And you hear something in the distance. It's echoing over a few hills, so you're not quite sure what it is. It sounds like either a loud voice or an animal cry out in the woods. It's hard to tell what. Just kind of echo. By the time it's echoed over to you, the sound is very distorted. But then also from that distance, you can kind of just see the of like a flock of birds taking off from the trees in one area.
Oh, the trees must be talking loud today.
And that's all you see and hear in that direction.
Okay, I don't pay it any mind and just keep picking.
Okay. So yeah, you're just picking. You probably pick until it's about getting dark.
Yeah.
And your little satchel that you carry has probably gotten full. So it's probably about time to head back into town.
Okay.
All right. As you're heading back into town, you spot further down, like on one of the deer trails that you take into town, you spot another person moving through the woods.
Oh, they must like nature too. Hello, friend. Hello.
The person kind of pauses for a minute as if thinking, and then raises the hand up and waves, and then walks over, and you recognize Marco, the hunter.
Oh, Marco.
Polo.
Hello, Jessop.
What's going on?
Not much, just hunting in the woods.
Find anything good?
No.
No. Found some mushrooms and some herbs.
Good. Make me a quick perception check, Jessop.
Ball. Oh yeah. 11.
Okay. You notice that Marco's clothes are like splattered with blood, but it could be old blood. It could also be beet juice. Honestly, it's hard to tell. Just like splattered with red. It could have been there from a while ago. Could be beet juice. You're not sure. Also, but yeah, he said he didn't. He said that he didn't find anything. So must be old or must be beets.
You need some new clothes, Marco.
Oh, I suppose I do. Maybe I'll ask Caroline.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I make my own clothes, so I don't need to spend money on them, I just grab what I find in the environment and just put it on. It's like Mother Nature's soft kiss. It's so nice.
Jessop,
Yeah.
have you seen anyone new in town today?
Yeah, there's this person walking towards the inn. It was like a halfling woman, I think. I was too busy communicating with my friends, the clouds.
At Igor's Tavern, right?
Yeah, that's the one.
All right. Thank you. And by this point, the two of you have pretty much reached back to town. You've made your way kind of out of the trees into the, behind some buildings and everything. You make your way back on the main street, and he says, I think I'm going to go get a cup of beet ale.
That sounds lovely. Allow me to accompany you. My throat is dry from all of the activities.
Okay. And he says, all right, lead the way.
Okay. I lead the way.
Okay, so you lead your way back over to Igor's. Igor, the door comes open. You see Jessop come in, along with Marco, the human hunter.
Oh, welcome. Oh, it's not the voice. Purveyor of beats. Maybe it's Igor. Hello, welcome back to the tavern. How are you? How is the hunting trip? How is the gathering and of the things and the herbs and the whatever you do? It's something, I'm sure.
I do whatever nature tells me.
And we love that about you.
I didn't hunt anything today.
Why not?
I didn't catch anything.
Why not?
Igor, make me a perception check with advantage.
Okay. Keep them in my pocket. Double 12s.
Wow, okay. Yeah, same. Well, so similar thing, you look down and you notice the red splattering across Marco's clothes, but you are an expert in beets, and you know that is no beet juice.
Oh, Marco,
Yes.
did you run into Caroline on your way in? Did she spill her beet stew on you?
I've not seen Caroline today, no.
Oh. And why are you all red? Also,
Must
give
have-
us your ale.
Thank you. Must have been from an old hunt.
You don't wash your clothes? That's disgusting, Marco. You kill things. You should be
Yes,
washing your clothes more often.
I should do that. Yes, you're right.
Ugh. Here, you give me the tunic. Irina will wash it. It'll be fine.
All right. And he just pulls off the tunic in the middle of the bar and then hands it over to you and is just sitting there shirtless at the bar like nothing.
And then you will walk into the kitchen, and be like, "Hey, Irina, how fresh does this blood look?"
Let me look. Rolled a natural 20. So Irina leans down.
I love my wife.
Irina leans down and feels it in her fingers and rubs it between them, squints at it, sniffs it, and this blood is fresh. This blood is from this morning. Maybe
Marco
afternoon.
lying. I'm not sure why Marco is lying to us.
What is Marco saying?
Marco is saying he's killed nothing today, and there must be old blood.
Maybe it got away and he's embarrassed.
Ugh, good point. It would be very embarrassing. It's a good thing Beats can't get away, huh?
Yes, well, I'm sure if they could, you would find a way.
All right. Just put the tunic in with the laundry.
I'm not going to put the fresh blood in with our laundry. I'm going to wash it by itself first and then put it in.
All right. I trust you to do the thing with the laundry.
You want all your tunics coming out pink?
Actually, let's revisit that another time. Could be very good to be like, oh, I do the beats, and the beats do the pink, and the. We'll talk about it later. I'm going to go back
They'll
out there.
dye it with beets and not with blood.
All right. We'll talk about it later.
Fine.
All right, so yes,
So-
how was day? Besides bad, I guess.
Oh, you come out back to the front.
Yes.
Okay. Marco's still sitting there. He's been just silently, Jessop. He's just been silently staring straight ahead, and then at one point, it's like he notices the ale in front of him, and just takes it and just goop 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 goop, empties the whole thing. You come out just as he's setting down the empty tankard. There's a little bit of beat running down the side of his face, and just kind of starts dripping down onto his chest.
Oh, see his new recipe I've been trying out. I'm so glad you like it more.
It's good.
Thank you. So tell me about your day, boys. What did you be doing? You want some stew?
I gathered and spoke to the clouds.
Oh, and what were they saying today?
Lots of things.
Like what?
It might rain later.
Oh, it's good to know. I was thinking of going to go collect some beets later, so perhaps I will not do that now.
Igor,
Yes.
Jessop was telling me that we have a visitor from out of town.
Oh, yes. She gave me whole gold coin, silly girl.
Hmm.
That I was going to give her change.
And she's staying at the inn.
Oh, I don't know about that.
What did she give you the gold coin for?
For the beet ale, his new recipe, it's very good.
Yes, it is. And he reaches into his pouch and he just sets a gold coin on the table.
But also, she might have rented a room.
Hmm. You see him just kind of stare off into space for a second and say, "My home is somewhat far away. I had a long day. I think I'd like to rent a room as well, so I don't have to walk all the way home."
This is literally a first. I'm actually quite shocked. It's also not that far away, but I mean, sure, if you want to give me money, give me money.
I mean, it's like, he lives down in the valley. It's a bit of a walk, so, if someone's feeling like really lazy,
All right, all right.
he takes out just another whole gold coin and puts it on the counter.
Where are you getting all of these gold coins?
I sell my kills. That's probably like nearly all the money he has.
Old Tom has so many gold coins in his coin purse all the time. Where does he get them? It makes no sense to me.
I don't know.
Are you feeling okay? You're usually more like gesture-like.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I think I need to go lie down.
Sure. Okay. Here's your key for your room.
He reaches out a hand, just kind of like takes it in a whole fist and holds it in front of him and says, "I'm going to go lie down." And he just stands up from the bar, turns, and starts walking towards the stairs.
Was that weird for you, Jessop? It's a little weird for me.
Nothing is weird. Everything is as it should be.
No one likes my beet ale that much. I don't even like my beet ale that much.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I would get more response out of old Tom. This is silly.
Yes. What? What? Okay.
It's Jessop. Can you watch the bar for me? Caroline has not brought me back my takeout bowl.
I can watch a lot of things.
Irina!
What?
I'm going out for 1 minute. Watch bar.
What are you going out for?
Caroline not bring back bowl.
The takeout bowl?
The takeout bowl.
Go get it. What if somebody else wants takeout?
I'm going to get bowl right now, Irina.
Go get it.
I'm going. Bye.
Go.
And I'll start walking to Caroline.
All right. All right. So you walk. It's like literally 30 seconds out the door to Caroline's shop down the street.
Hello, Caroline.
Sitting down to dinner with your wife and 2 cats at this point, who may or may not be tabaxi. Can neither confirm nor deny.
Igor, come on in, friend. We're just sitting down to dinner. I was gonna bring you a roll back just after that, okay?
Oh, that's okay. I just really wanted to get out of the tavern. It was so weird.
Well, come on in. Tell me all about it, friend.
So Marco came in and he was covered in blood and it was very fresh. I had Irina check it. And then he was like, "Oh, I didn't able to kill anything on this day of today." And I was like, "Okay, something died probably, or at least bled." But Irina said maybe he was just embarrassed because he didn't actually get to kill it and he just inflicted like a wound. But then he liked my beet ale, said it was good. Nobody ever says that.
That is a bit odd, yes. What else did he do? Did anything else? Or did he just like the beet ale?
He also rented the room for the night. Gave me 2 whole gold coins. And we both
And you're
know that's
sure?
not how much it costs for anything at the bar. You're
And
just
like you're sure it was Marco?
you looked
And
just
not like
Marco.
Well, maybe he's just had a change of heart recently.
He also wasn't gesturing like at all until I called him out on it, and then he did really weird ones.
That is very strange.
Right? He's so just to kill
Maybe he
Clifford.
hit his head or something, and that's where all the blood came from.
Oh, maybe. Should we perhaps go like check on him? You know what they say about the comas is you're supposed to wake them up every 2 hours.
Comas.
Yeah, I think we should. I really think we should. And then maybe I can like sew it up or something if he's got
Oh
it.
yes, if you could stitch. Oh, this is such a good idea. I'm so sorry to interrupt your dinner.
Oh, no worries. Sabrina can take care of the kids while I'm gone. I mean, the cats.
Oh, they're getting so big. They're very beautiful.
Well, thank you. We're trying our best with them.
You're doing a great job. But they are
Well,
getting
thanks,
very
Igor.
large.
Well, it's that beet soup.
It's true. It's how you get big as ox like me.
For sure.
What
Oh,
Babushka
here's your
always say.
takeout bowl before I forget.
Oh, thank you. Irina will be so upset with me if I forgot it. All right, I'm going back to the bar. I will shortly, I suppose.
Well, I'll come with you and we'll check Marco.
Oh, perfect. Let us be going and checking on the Marco.
Okay, so Sabrina calls in from. Did I hear that you're going out?
Yes, darling.
All right, I'll watch I'll watch our kittens.
Oh, you're doing a great job, sweetie.
Thanks, you too.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too, honey. Meow.
Mom will be right back, Artemis.
All right, so the two of you head back to the bar. Jessop, while you've been sitting there, can I have another perception check from you, please?
That's a big ol' 8.
You've been watching the bar as best you can, and you've noticed nothing.
Yeah, it's a nice bar counter. Nice wood design.
I'm guessing you've been saying this out loud.
Yeah.
So you're just staring straight down at the bar, and just you've been like, for the past 10 minutes, just vividly describing the bar and like the wood grain and the color. And Irina's at the other end, just slowly polishing it and staring at you with narrowed eyes.
I imagine these trees came from nearby.
Which has been Caroline and Igor coming.
What a nice bar.
Oh, thank you so much, Jessop. Look, Irina, I got Bull back.
Good. The cowman has been talking about the bar since you left.
Yes, he's always talking, that one, isn't he?
No. Sometimes you need to let the earth and the skies have their say too.
Okay, great. We're gonna go check on Marco. We think he might have hit his head. And now he's got
Oh,
coma.
I take care of my wounds all the time in the wild.
Perfect. Come along then, I suppose.
Yes, maybe you should go with.
Okay.
I'll like drop the bowl off in front of Irina and then just like start walking towards Marco's room.
I'm 8'1".
As the three of you are walking away, she's like, "Well, Caroline, you left the washing to us. Thank you so much." And then she takes it into the back.
Anytime, darling.
All right, so the two of you or the three of you head upstairs to where the rooms are.
Oh, Marco, you have to wake up now. I have to make sure that the coma isn't going to kill you.
No response.
Maybe he is sleeping.
Oh no, then the coma's gonna get him.
The coma's definitely going to get him if he's sleeping.
You notice one of the doors is a little bit open.
The door is open.
Go in.
Okay, you go inside and you see Marco. Like if here's the wall, this is Marco, face first up against it, like kind of slumped forward, face first against the wall with his legs just kind of arched back behind him and arms back, and just slack faced. Like
That doesn't
Got
look
him.
comfortable.
Oh no, the coma, it got him.
Sometimes I'm not comfortable when I sleep. You know, I don't have a house. I just sleep in my ramshackle shelter in the woods.
I mean, that's your fault. I told you like 2 years ago that if you ever need to crash, we have so many free rooms.
I don't like sleeping indoors.
I feel like this is perhaps potentially not what we should be focusing on right now. Is Marco breathing? Did he die?
Let
I'll
me.
poke him.
Yeah, let's check.
you go and you poke him.
Is he still shirtless?
Yes, he's still shirtless.
I listened. I put my head up to his mouth.
Well, I suppose you can't. His head's kind of turned to the side, so like face first into the wall. But you go up, you don't hear anything.
He is gone.
Oh
Oh,
God, rest his soul then.
I promised Irina this wouldn't happen anymore. She's going to be so upset.
You back? He will be back.
What?
Is soil. He'll be back as soil. He'll be back as soil.
Okay, great.
Mhm.
Maybe we should check on the other person, her Maena.
See, something like that.
Yeah, well, because she also came from forest like Marco. Maybe whatever like cut up her tunic is what killed Marco. Also, I should probably tell Irina about the body.
We can't just leave it here.
Yes, I'll go ask Irina to deal with it. I'll like
Well, while
be
you're
like,
doing that, I'll go check on
okay.
the other one.
And you're gonna like nervously walk up to Irina and be like, "Hello, my sweet, beautiful wife who hangs the moon every single night and who is the bestest in the whole planet, perhaps even."
What did you do?
I did not do a single thing, but Marco died in the room, and I know.
What do you mean Marco died in the room?
I don't know. He's just dead, and I
What do you
know
mean
I
he's just dead?
said.
No
that-
one's just dead. That's not how that happens.
Well, if you can go look at him, he looked pretty dead. He's like, and I'll like mimic how he's like laying against the wall. He's like this.
Why did he? I will go get doctor. Doctor will say if he's really dead.
Can Jessop,
Doctor will find out how he died.
can I like slather some dirt on his body?
You've just probably got a pouch of dirt.
Yeah, just rubbing it on his
Besides,
body.
start rubbing it on his back.
This is good. Health. Fix you.
All right, so Irina takes the laundry she was doing, just tosses it down, and storms out of the bar.
And Jessop
I'll go
falls
get
asleep.
doctor.
And Jessop
Okay.
just falls asleep.
On the bed, on the floor.
Momentarily where he's sitting. On
Okay,
the
so
floor.
just sitting next to Marcos's body. All right, Caroline, you were checking on Maena.
Yeah.
All right, you knock at her door. Her door is closed.
And knock, knock, knock.
She pulls the door open. You can see that she's got armor on. You didn't see her wearing it originally, but she has armor on over the tunic she was wearing. And hi, hello, what's up?
I just coming to make sure you're okay.
Why would I not be okay?
Well, we had a little accident happen at the inn, and we just wanted to make sure that you were okay too.
By the way, her room is right next door to Marco's. And in fact, as you're walking over and like standing there, the wall he's leaning up against is the wall between his room and hers.
It's kind of sus.
I feel like a womanly intuition would clock that immediately and be like, "Oh, you in danger, girl."
Also, Maena's window is open. It's like wide open behind her.
You know what? Why don't you come back down to the shop? I have a few more things to give you.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Come with me, darling.
Okay. Let me
You're
just
out
grab
there.
something really quick. And she shuts the door a little and goes and grabs something and then opens the door again. It looks like whatever it is, she tucked it under her arm or her clothes or something. Is yeah, let's go.
All right. And Caroline will lead her out of the inn and back into the shop.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, you see, Igor, you see Caroline and Maena wearing the armor she was wearing when she first came into town, and the two of them leaving.
Okay, let me know if you need anything.
You have fun with the thing upstairs, you know?
I promised, I've said to myself, Igor, when you move, no more dead bodies in the inn. And then we found this place, and still dead bodies in the inn.
Well, you have fun with that.
Thank you.
Just gonna take Maena out of there.
Okay, yeah, you can get over the shop. She's like, so what did you need to give me?
I'm gonna be honest. I told a little bit of a fib there. I didn't need to give you anything. I kind of got a little bit of a feeling that, like, some things weren't right. Some weird things have happened. And I just didn't feel safe having you in there with the thing that happened. So I want you to stay with Sabrina and I for the night.
You know what? Maybe the inn is actually a good place for me to be, but maybe you should consider closing your doors and windows and locking them and just staying inside tonight.
Why?
Also a feeling.
Feelings,
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you really got to trust them.
Yeah, I think you should trust you just. And you know what? If someone comes to the door, maybe just pretend you're asleep and don't let them in.
But why would I do that? That's kind of impolite,
Well, it's the middle of the night, and they could wait until morning.
Any kind of person I'm supposed to be on the lookout for?
No, just a feeling.
Just if anybody comes to the door?
Let's go with yes.
All right. Well, if you're not going to stay with Sabrina and I, then I guess you can go back to the inn.
And thank you for your concern. It actually really means a lot.
Sweetheart. Can I give you a hug before you go?
Sure.
Just go pull her into a little hug. Just like, oh, you're so cute. You'd make a good sister to Artemis and Belladonna.
Ooh, what?
Don't worry about it.
That was the creepiest fucking thing. Oh god.
All right. While this is happening, back in the inn, a little bit later, Irina comes marching back in with the
like dragged the body down into like the main bar area and just kind of like flopped it on top of the bar.
Okay, you would have passed, but first of all, you notice that the back has been smeared with dirt, and Jessop was asleep, leaning up, sitting against the wall next to Marco's body.
It's like a very like just a deep sigh. Just all right.
All right, so then Irina comes back in, storming back in with the local doctor, Solena, the half-elf, who comes in. She's like already putting on gloves, and she comes in and sees him. She's like, "Why is he shirtless? And why is he covered in dirt?"
Also, Igor's like holding like a butcher's knife, just so everybody knows.
Just
It's just like
you're upstairs. I suppose you might have gotten woken up when Igor dragged the body past you out the door. Okay, yeah. You make your way back downstairs. Sorry. So yeah, Selena comes in and she's putting on the gloves, and so he just died.
yes, we just found him like this in the room.
Don't we all just die?
I was very worried that he had hit his head and got in a coma, so we went to go check on him.
Do you mean a concussion?
I said what I said.
Okay. And she starts like, reaching down, like feeling his neck and like poking and prodding in certain places, doing an examination. And he seems like he's in perfect health, but maybe something bit him in the woods. And starts looking him over. And after a minute of examining him, I was like, I'm not finding any wounds or injuries. It does kind of look like he just died. Maybe he ate something.
Maybe should I be getting rid of the body now?
Well, I'll. Could one of you help me bring it back to my office, and I'll look him over and do an autopsy and see if I can figure out what killed him.
Okay.
Oh, this is so much better than our old town. You just have to chop the bodies up there. I mean, no, don't ask. It's none of your business.
I don't know if I want to. All right, Jessop. Help me carry him.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, the two of you can pick him up and carry him out of the inn and over a couple doors down to the doctor's. She lays him out on a table and she's like, starts to put on like a face covering and laying out some surgical tools. And she's like, all right, you can go if you want. I can handle things from here.
Okay.
All right. Back at the inn, also after all of them have left, Irina is like, "What did we say about finding dead bodies in the inn? It's bad for business."
I was also very upset to find this body.
Well, stop giving rooms to people who are going to become dead.
Yeah, I don't know how I keep doing it. Like, you would think at this point that like I would have learned like the signs, or really that like I just would like have better luck. But no, they just keep dying.
Maybe we need to put a sign: "No coming to the inn to die."
That's a good idea. I will start carving a sign right now.
Or maybe we charge extra for dying in the inn.
Oh, very smart. Should have taken the rest of his coin purse.
Yes, put up sign: "If you die in the inn, we get all your things."
Yes, okay, that is going to be the sign.
All right, good. If you put up a sign, that means it's nice legal. Yes.
Yes, that's how legality works.
Of course.
Cool.
All right, start making sign.
I'm making sign now.
All right. And as you're doing that, the doors open, and the mayor of town comes swaggering through the doors. Mayor Elias. He's a bit of an older gentleman who acts way too important to just be the mayor of a tiny, tiny village in the mountains in general. And he comes and he says, "So, I hear we've had an unfortunate passing."
Passing?
Death.
Oh,
Igor.
yes,
Marco died.
Marco died here at the inn. It's true.
Right. Now he comes over and he like leans one elbow on the bar. And he says, "Now, I don't know if we want this getting out. Do we know how he died?"
No, he just died. I think it was a coma.
Now I don't know if we want this getting out. This might be bad for business.
You're telling me?
Well, tourism is an important part of our town's economy, and you're the center of it, Igor. So we want to make sure that this doesn't cause any problems with that.
I mean, I wasn't going to go around and tell people that Marco died in my inn.
Good. That's good.
Which I'm worried about.
That's good. All right. And do we know anything about how he died?
Just face down into the wall, right next to the new person's room.
A new person?
You didn't hear about the new person in town?
No, I didn't.
There's like a whole song, new girl in town. She got the coolest hair.
Does she have cool hair?
Not really, but she's got a weird skin tone.
Well, we don't judge here.
No, of course.
All kinds of people are welcome in Pebble Glen.
Did you say Pebble Glen?
Yes.
Ugh, I've been calling it Pedal Glen for 2 years and nobody told me.
I swear I've heard you say the name of the town. I'm sorry. It must have been your accent. It just must have made it hard to realize. I don't know if anyone's noticed. So if that makes you feel any better.
Well, I hope not. You want some ale?
No, you know what? That's fine. I'm on the job tonight, so I should stay clear-headed.
Oh, very, very mayoral of you, Mr. Mayor.
Well, thank you. I try my best for all of my citizens.
Yes, all of us. Can I help you with anything else?
Is the new person still here?
I actually genuinely do not remember. I just dealt with a dead body in my room.
You know what? That is entirely fair. You're doing a bang-up job here, Igor, and you are a pillar of the community.
Yes, pillar, strong.
Very much so.
Like Babushka, strong as ox.
Yes. Keep up the good work.
Will do, Mr. Mayor.
Don't you forget it. And he turns around and goes back out the door.
Ugh. So pretentious.
All right. Okay. So we've got Jessop. You're on your way back. Caroline, you're kind of like standing at your door talking to Maena as she's leaving. So as you are both still kind of like out and about, looking out towards town, it's definitely night at this point. It's dark out. Little bit of lamplight from each of the houses, and you see the mayor. Both of you see the mayor walk out of the tavern and kind of stand in the middle of the street, looking around, trying to decide where to go next. But then you notice that he seems to notice or hear something, and his head kind of turns towards like the backside of the inn, where there's some like scrub and bushes and things that lead down the slope towards the valley, and he starts walking in that direction, like kind of creeping forward like he heard something.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Okay, so you just kind of observe from a distance.
Yeah.
All right. Maena seems to notice this too, Caroline. She looks over and says, Who's that?
Oh, that's the mayor.
Oh. What's he doing?
Mayor things.
She just silently starts slowly walking in his direction.
This village is populated with just like so many straight up dumbasses.
We're big brain here. Caroline's gonna follow.
Okay. All right. So the two of you are following. Just you're observing from a distance.
Okay.
And as you're walking, you notice, you hear the mayor like talking. He's like, "Hello, is someone there? You said you needed something." And he gets over closer to the bushes and looks down. He's like, "Good God!" Before
He dies.
you see him just suddenly like jerk straight, like from bending over, just jerk straight upright, almost arching back before he stumbles back a few steps and then falls over onto his back.
Oh, that's not good.
That's new.
Maybe
Nice.
you should do beet wine. That could be good.
And the mayor's just laying there on his back in the grass.
Oh, Jessop might walk over now.
Okay.
Gonna run over. Check
All right.
him out.
Yeah, you run over. You see there's like a little bit of rustling in the bushes in front of him. And then he kind of twitches for a moment. And then as you get close over to him, his eyes open. And he looks around a bit. And then he sits up straight and turns towards you and just, "Hello, citizens."
Hi. How you doing?
Doing all right. It's a nice night
Taking-
for a walk, isn't it? Good weather.
Yeah, you took a nasty fall there. You okay?
Yes, I must have tripped.
Backwards?
Yes, there was it's dark and there must have been a rock. Feeling much better now, and he like pushes himself up and quickly springs up to his feet and looking around, and then his eye, like as he's looking around at all of you, his eyes move down to Maena. He says, "Hello. You must be new in town." And she looks up and just goes, "Yeah, just passing through."
I trip over rocks all the time.
"I'm sure you do, Jessop." Still staring straight at Maena.
What a lovely night.
"Yes, it is. Such a lovely night for a walk."
Carolyn's gonna move in front of Maena.
Caroline, how nice to see
don't
you.
you start. Sorry, that's the dog.
All right.
Start all you want.
Igor, you can see like out one of your back windows as you go and like start cleaning up for the night. You can see out like one of your kitchen windows all of these people in like behind your inn, the mayor, Caroline, Maena, and Jessop.
I'm gonna like peek my head out the window and be like, "This is still technically my property, and if you die on it, I get your stuff." The rules now. And I'll just watch.
You're funny, Igor. Why would anyone be dying? We've already had one death tonight. We don't need any more.
I don't own any property.
Then I'll get your herbs. What are you talking about? What's Ed? You guys gonna climb through the window?
I just climb out the window.
Yeah.
All right. Onto the counter and tumble out.
Yeah, just very like kind of like sprawls out into the ground before like hastily getting back up again and be like, what is going on? What are we doing?
I was just saying it's a nice night for a walk.
Oh, it's such a nice night for one of those.
Yes, very.
Let's go for a walk.
I agree. Let's go for a walk.
I know a really nice stream in the woods.
I don't know if
Why
I'm
don't
really.
you boys go for the walk? You know, we'll stay.
Why
back
don't all
here,
of us
watch the
go
bar.
for a Why don't all of us go for a walk? I think Irina can handle watching the bar.
I like walks. That sounds good to me.
I'll ask Irina if she wants company while watching the bar, and walk up back to the window. Irina,
What?
do you want company with the watching of the bar? I'm going for a walk with the mayor.
I hate company.
Yes, I know. I figured I would ask anyways.
This is why I work in kitchen. You dragged me into owning a bar. I never wanted to own bar. Bars have people in them. I hate people.
Oh my god, you're just like your mother.
What did you say?
I said nothing. I love you so much. I will see you later.
That's what I thought. You beat slinging.
All right, Irina says she doesn't want any company in the bar.
We always have company if you listen.
Exactly. Jessop, I like the way you think.
Me too. Thank you.
Let's go for that walk.
Okay.
And he'll start gestures off towards the woods. Lead the way.
Okay. And Jessop will lead the way.
Okay. He just stays kind of frozen, smiling and gesturing after Jessop, watching the three of you two and Maena.
Yes, let us be going. Come on, Caroline. Come on, Maena. I bet this stream is going to be very lackluster.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go then.
Oh, wait, before we go, do you think I'll need to chop down any trees? I'm running pretty low on firewood. I'm going to go get my firewood axe.
All right, just catch up with us then, and we'll
Yes,
start.
that's what-
Mayor will start walking off with the other three.
And then, yeah, Igor will just like run to like the little spot where he definitely has like enough firewood, but like grab his axe anyways.
Okay.
Time to chop some trees. Going to chop some trees. Irina's being a cow. I'm going to chop a tree.
All right. So you start. All of you start walking to the woods. Jessop, you're leading the way. Are you taking them? You're taking them towards the stream in the woods.
Yeah.
Nothing like an impromptu stream, where people are trying their best.
A stream where there are no trees around at all. Just a nice clearing.
All right. So you start walking through the woods, getting quieter. Igor, you can see them up ahead of you. Do you catch up or do you follow at a distance?
I'll probably say like a little bit behind, just like pretending to get distracted by things.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you stay behind, and the mayor is still kind of focused. Seems to be very focused on Maena as you're all walking along.
Such a nice night. The trees are telling me so much.
All right, you're
What
all
are they saying?
Just to be happy.
That's nice of them.
Yeah.
all right. Caroline, you're probably paying the most attention out of the two of you. Well, and Igor, I suppose. So Caroline and Igor. Caroline is the most important for you. As you're walking along, you pass by like a fallen tree on the side of the road, and you notice behind you the mayor very fairly inconspicuously like manages to lean over like he's scraping something off the bottom of his shoe, but as he does, just slowly pulls a branch off the tree, and like it's pretty quiet, but there's just enough of a snap that it gets your attention, and then he keeps walking behind you carrying a fairly hefty tree branch. And Igor, you see this up ahead of you as well. Jessop, you got nothing. Yeah, and he starts kind of closing the distance between him and Caroline and Maena.
All right, Igor will start speeding up a little bit.
Okay, so you start catching up.
Oh, we're doing firewood stuff.
All right, and you get up. Jessop, you eventually lead up to the clearing.
Here we are, and there's my home over there. Just point to like a really ramshackly made shelter out of like twigs and branches and rocks.
There's no trees here to cut down. I need firewood.
I bring.
All right, as soon as he hears Igor say that from behind him, the mayor's head like whips around and looks in your direction, and then turns back, and then he just hoists the tree branch, and he's gonna swing it around at the closest person to him, which is probably Caroline.
Uh-oh, you dead.
Oh no.
Just lets out a snarl as he swings this. And yeah, it's gonna connect.
Oh, we only have 10 AC. Whew.
Yep.
Whew.
4 points.
All right. Whack as it just comes across your shoulder, and you take 2 points of damage.
Oh, God bless, I'm still alive.
Whack.
Smacks it across your shoulders, and like pain just all across your back where this hits into you. And as he knocks you aside, and he turns towards Maena, and he
What was
says,
that?
You may have escaped us once, but you won't escape us again. And Maena
What?
turns around and immediately starts like pulling aside her armor and reaching and pulls out a dagger that she'd stowed in there inside of her room.
What's
And
happening?
Caroline, oh my God, are you okay?
I think I'm gonna get a coma.
Oh no.
Ow.
I'll turn around at the sound of the whack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, and you can see the mayor holding a tree branch after having just like clocked Caroline with it, and is now turned and he's holding a tree branch, and Maena's holding a dagger.
What happened?
Mayor, I have an axe. I can cut your branch for you. You don't have to try to break it on Caroline.
He looks over his shoulder and says, "You do have an axe." He looks at his tree branch and looks at your axe. That'll do much better. And he turns towards you, still kind of keeping an eye on Maena and an eye on you, and just holds out a hand towards you and says, "Give me the axe, Igor. Give me the axe.
No, it's my axe.
Give me
This
the
is
axe,
less than
Igor."
Irina's parents ever gave me. They really don't
Right.
approve of me.
Turns towards you with the tree branch and says, "Give me the axe before I take it from you."
You're not going to take it from me. That's stealing, Mr. Mayor.
All right, and then he starts taking steps towards you with the tree branch raised. You're a little too far away from him to be able to take an immediate swing.
Can I try and trip him?
Yes, you can. Make me an athletics check.
Which is just straight D20.
Yeah. Basically, I should just say roll a d20 for
Yeah.
literally everything, because it does not matter what skill or ability it uses.
How does a 17 sound?
That sounds pretty good against his 16. So yeah, he turns to go swing at Igor, but you manage to, like, as you're reeling from this severe back pain, you stick out a foot and he trips over and lands face first in the dirt. And Maena says at this point, "All right, everyone. I know he's your mayor or everything, but that's not your mayor. Trust me, he's not in his right mind. Your mayor's gone.
I'm not in my right mind a lot either.
That's not helpful."
Oh, what's going on though? Like, what's
And he turns around. The mayor like turns up and says, "Lies!" And, like flails the tree branch at Caroline, but like it just right in front of your face because you're just outside of his reach.
Honey, you tried that once before. You're not going to do it again.
Can I just like kind of like walk over and like step on his chest to kind of like keep him down and be like, all right, like I'm just like very confused because I'm just out here trying to have a nice walk to collect the firewood, and now you're swinging that branch to hit people, and it's really not making a lot of sense.
And he looks up at you with your foot on his chest he's with the axe in hand, and then considers for a moment, and then he's gonna try and swing the branch up at you, but with disadvantage because he's prone. And yeah, he tries to swing it up at you, but like your foot's in the way, so you can see him like trying to hit you and like trying to kill you with this branch, but you manage to like with the axe and with your foot and everything keep him from being able to hit you. He's just kind of flailing at you with it.
That would probably startle me into just like instinctual like Whoa.
All right, go ahead and roll with the axe. Igor does not take shit.
Is only a 4.
Okay, so the two of you are just kind of like scrambling, like pushing the branch and axe at each other. Like the axe gets caught in the tree branch that he's holding, and the two of you are just like wrestling back and forth.
Okay, everyone. Can I walk over and like try to like pick both of them up? Just like, no, that's enough fighting now, and like hold them apart.
Okay.
Try to hit me. Where I come from, that's punishable by death.
So I rolled for that.
Okay.
19.
Yeah, you've got both of them.
Okay, everybody. Let's just sit down and talk nicely over some of my snacks.
And then the mayor, who was held up like that, just, oh, enough of this. And then just kind of twitches and shudders and then just goes slack in your grip. His like mouth hangs open, his tongue lolls out, and his eyes roll back. And then you hear a rustling in the bushes next to you.
No.
At least it wasn't in the inn this time.
Oh. I shake the mayor like a doll. Mayor.
Completely limp in your grasp. You hear the branch clunk, 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 falls out of his hand.
I pick it up. I drop Igor.
Yep.
Thank you.
I pick the branch up.
Okay. You have a club.
And I poke the mayor in the belly with it.
Yeah. You drop the mayor?
Nope.
Oh, okay. You just are holding him. You just poke him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just does not move.
Oh. I'll be right back, everybody.
We need to get out of the woods now, Maena says.
Hold on. And I just have to put the mayor with nature's friends.
That's not a good idea.
Wait, is the mayor dead?
Looks like it.
Alright, lay him down.
I drop him.
Alright, Igor's just gonna decapitate him.
Just whack!
Yeah.
So you swing the axe down and just it takes a few swings, but you manage to just like hack through the mayor's neck and cut his head off.
Alright, he's with nature now. His lifeblood is filling the earth. All is good. We should probably listen to this.
I don't like having blood spilled on my land.
It's good. It's fertilizer. Don't be a baby.
No, it's not.
And his head just kind of starts, as his head is rolling around, it rolls kind of weird. Like the lower half is way lighter than the upper half. Like almost like, you know, the weebles, like a weebles wobble, but they don't fall down.
Like Mighty Beans?
What?
No? Okay. Mighty Beans?
Yeah.
Beans.
Yeah, so like it kind of rolls like that. So like when it rolls on the ground, it kind of like almost balances upright.
Would you say it's almost like his intellect was devoured?
Maybe.
Oh, well, you know what they say. And I just push his body and his head into the stream. Have to
Okay.
feed nature.
And you hear that rustling in the bushes start moving around you, still staying kind of present. And Maena's like, we should move. We should go.
Where are we going? Back to
Anywhere
the inn?
but probably back to the village. Probably back to the village, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Fine.
And as she's saying that,
Ball sacks.
you see behind Maena, like in the bushes she's backed up to, you can see a small, like, badger or raccoon, maybe bigger, like some kind of good sized, but not like smaller than a coyote, bigger than a raccoon sized creature, something like dart out of the woods and like try to rake a claw at her back, but she manages to turn around and catch it on her armor, and it like glances off before going back and skittering away in the woods. And as she turns around, you can see 3 good-sized gouges in the leather armor on her back. Not enough, it didn't go deep enough to get to her, but it looks like if she had been unarmored, that would have just carved into her back.
Please don't hurt nature's friends.
That's not nature. That is not nature's friends. That's very dangerous. We should go.
Yes, I don't want to be here. I think it was gross looking.
Mm-hmm.
Caroline, how are you holding up? You feeling better yet?
You know, my head still really, really hurts. I really think I need to see the doctor.
We could probably stop by the doctor. All right, let's keep walking, I suppose.
Oh no. Okay.
All right, so you start heading towards the doctor's. Head back towards town.
Yeah, we do.
All right, so you head back towards town. And okay. So you start making your way back towards town. You make your way over the doctor's. And the door's closed, but you can see lights on inside.
I knock.
Okay. The door opens, and you can see the doctor. The doctor opens the door gently. She's got her gloves still on, like covered in blood and viscera. Yeah. How can I help you?
Hi. I got a nasty whack to the back of my head. Could you take a look at it when you're free?
Sure. I think I'm about done here. Come on in.
Go in.
Okay.
All right. You come in, and as she starts taking the gloves off, and you can see Marco is laid out on the table, and has just been opened up.
Oh, that brings me back.
For Caroline, at least probably the most insides of a person you've ever seen. Jessop, you're just like, nature is nature. And Igor, this is normal. For Caroline, probably. Well, I don't know what you got into in the city, but...
She's trying not to faint right now.
Yeah, okay. But you also notice that, like, the top of his head has been sawn off, and you can see inside is just empty. And she's like, yeah, come on in. And she takes her gloves off and says, I want to talk to you. You found Marco like this?
Yes.
No one touched him. No one did anything.
I put dirt on his back.
Yes.
Okay. When I opened him up and looked at him, his brain was gone.
That's not normal.
No, you need that to live. And his is just cleaned out, empty, completely smooth. Nothing inside.
Well, that's harsh.
Yeah, I don't know what does that. I don't know how that happens. I don't know how someone's brain just vanishes.
Do you think the coma got him?
No, I don't. I don't think the coma got him.
Maybe Maena can perhaps be putting some information in our minds. She seems a little knowledgeable.
She's still been very quiet in the back. And
Igor cut the mayor's head off.
I did do that.
What?
Yes.
You cut the mayor's head off.
Well,
because the mayor gave me a whack on the back of the head, and then Maena was like, "Oh, that's not your mayor," and then Igor was like,
Okay,
in my defense, the mayor was dead when I decapitated him.
How did he die?
He just went slack in my arms.
So really, Jessop's the one who killed the mayor.
No.
And Maena will say, "Okay, all right. I'm sorry I didn't say anything sooner. I wasn't exactly in the mountains for a family reunion. It's a bit more complicated than that, but we were attacked by some monsters, and one of those kinds of monsters can, they kind of eat brains and then jump into a person's body and take them over and wear them like a skin suit and then walk around with all their memories.
That's not nice.
It's really
And-
gross.
Yes, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened to Marco, and I'm pretty sure it did the same thing to the mayor, and I'm pretty sure it's here after me.
Why?
I don't exactly know, but they attacked my, let's just call it my family reunion. They don't like my family, and I think this one's here looking for me.
Are there any other people they're after? Like any handsome people?
I don't know, probably. Other people, I don't know. I kind of just got out of there.
With green skin?
You're asking some really specific questions.
I know. I eat a mushroom.
All right. I think the sooner I can leave town, the better.
What if it decides to retaliate against us?
That's
You
what
should
I'm
probably
worried
kill
about.
it.
Yes, that's what I'm worried about now. It's pretty formidable, though. I don't think any of you can fight it on your own or even together.
That's why I said you should kill it.
Yes, I don't know if I can handle it exactly on my own, but if we could trap it or do something to get it in one place where I can kill it, if we can come up with some sort of plan, then I can kill it. But I don't think I could just take it one-on-one.
Why don't we use one of us as bait?
Why don't we use Maena as bait? But also, I have an idea. I have to run by Arena first, of course. But what if we burned down my tavern with
Do
it
you-
in it?
Do you want do you want to do that?
I mean, Irina's not very happy. She doesn't like the town very much. We've been thinking of moving anyways.
If that's something you'd be willing to do.
Yeah.
Fire is nature.
And plus, if we do kill this thing, whoever's with it will know that it died here. Will probably not be happy with any of us. So I truly don't feel like being in this village even after we killed this thing is probably like the safest bet or whatever. And you know, Irina will be very irate if she gets murdered by a weird brain monster.
Okay. Well, if that's something that you think we should do, then
I'm sure
yeah.
she'll love the idea.
All right.
Also, Doctor, you should probably leave town also. I mean, you're a doctor. Why are you even here?
Villages need doctors.
I feel like nature's the best medicine.
No. I then why did I treat you for severe trench foot last year?
What?
You never mind. You were passed out in the woods.
But
I
Is that why I'm missing 3? Well, I don't have toes, I have hooves.
Yeah. There's also the gout 6 years ago.
What?
Anyway, and Maena says, "All right. Regardless of unknown medical histories, if you think that'll work, if you're willing to lure it into your inn and then burn it to the ground, then yeah, we can do that."
I'm very into it.
All right. So I'll just be in the inn, and we can use me as bait to lure it in, I guess.
Yes, perfect. But also, I have to talk to Irina first. So let's just head back to the inn now.
All right. Okay.
Also, Caroline, you should maybe get your children and also wife and like also move because you're a family, and I would hate to see you die.
I'll send Sabrina and the kids off, the cats off at the next time I see them.
Great. Do you want to stop at your place first and send her on her way? It's literally right
I
beside
think
you.
that might be the best idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the doctor's like, yeah, let me patch you up real quick, and then I'm gonna start packing. And the doctor will use a medicine kit on you, just sits down some herbs and pulses and bandages, and will heal you back the 2 hit points that you're missing.
Bless.
All right. And Maena's like, okay, thank you all for helping me with this. I'm really sorry to have brought this trouble into your town.
It was getting kind of
Aren't you
boring.
already? I love a good charity case.
Everything happens for a reason.
Right. Okay. Back to the tavern then.
Yes, let's go.
It's where
Right.
nature wants us to go.
All right. So you head back over to the tavern.
Yeah.
And you go back in. You've got old Tom still asleep on the bar. Irina's doing laundry in the back.
Irina,
Yes. What is it?
I have a fun idea. Do you want to hear?
Sure. Was that you that came in earlier?
Someone came in earlier.
I heard the door open, but then I called out and no one answered.
Irina, can you come out to the kitchen, please?
My, she comes out, shaking her hands off.
All right, and I'm gonna like whisper this to her because I don't know, just to like be a little stealthier.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's like a brain monster who is like devouring people's brains, and Irina would hate that, and so we decided we were going to kill it, and then we were like, but if we kill it, then like it's going to like its people are going to retaliate against the village. So it's like, well, then we might as well move. And then I was like, well, if we're moving, we might as well burn our tavern down to the ground to kill the brain monster. But I didn't want to burn it without your permission.
Oh, honey, you know I love burning buildings down. This is my favorite way to move.
Yes, I'm so excited.
All right, and she like reaches down under the bar and pulls out like some of the gallon jugs of beet moonshine
Yeah.
that you've put up, and then she's just like, okay, I'll start dousing upstairs if you start dousing downstairs.
No, let me do the upstairs. You do the downstairs with the people.
All right, okay, if you say so, honey. But make sure to get the beds. They're made of straw. They will go very nicely.
Oh, I of course will remember this.
All right.
And then I'll take my jug and start going upstairs.
Yeah, she takes a couple and boom, pops the cork off and just starts dousing it along the bar and like going into the back of the kitchen, onto tables and everything.
Yeah, it's all like very meticulous. Like you can tell this has happened before.
Mm-hmm. And the rest of you are just standing in the doorway, like,
Oh, that's fun.
old Tom is still just like asleep on the bar.
Is he getting moonshine on him too?
No, she avoids him. She goes like around him. Irina doesn't mess with old Tom. She leaves old Tom for Ivan. Igor. Whatever your name is.
Ivan.
Some other Russian name.
Yeah. Do I see anything upstairs?
Nope. No, upstairs is pretty empty. Just how you left it.
Great.
So as Irina and Igor are dousing the place in beet moonshine, what are Caroline and Jessop doing?
No idea.
Okay, it's hanging out.
Just staring at the wall.
Okay.
I feel like I should go get Sabrina and the kids ready to go.
All right.
Yes.
I'm just gonna lock up the doors and everything and make sure that there's only one way in and out. So if we get it in here, we can trap it.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. Good luck. Be
You
safe.
too.
Yeah. She's gonna start going. Maena starts going around and like locking or closing and latching all the windows and going to the back door and closing and latching it and everything, and just starts buttoning up the place to make sure there's like no surprise ways to get in or out. And eventually, Igor, you finish dousing the place upstairs. And Irina has finished dousing the downstairs area.
Perfect.
Okay, this place is ready to go up like a candle.
All right, we should probably get old Tom out of the bar.
Probably a good idea, yes.
Tom, wake up.
Well.
We're burning down the bar. Hey, Jessop, help me out here.
I think he's chosen his path.
You're the worst. And then Igor will just like struggle drag Tom out of the bar.
Okay, as you're trying to struggle to drag Tom out of the bar, his hand goes under his coat, and the last minute you notice the reflection of light on a knife as he tries to stab up into your stomach, and you manage to shove him back just in time.
What the fuck, Tom?
Tom stands up and
don't die.
Suddenly, with way more awareness and awakeness to him than you've seen,
Called it.
he holds the knife out in front of him.
I throw a chair at him.
All right, roll an attack roll.
17.
Okay, you hit him. You hit Tom with a chair. Just bam. All right, roll a d4 for damage.
Yeah. 4.
Okay, so you wham, hit him in a chair, and it just like slams into his face and sends Tom just careening backwards, landing onto his back.
Huh.
Well, I guess this means everybody. Or Maena, how are we gonna trap them?
Close all the doors and windows. I took care of that. I don't think it can't get out if it can't get out through the doors and windows if they're all closed. So we know it's in here.
We're also in here.
Right.
Nature tells me to hold on to him while you burn it down.
Okay.
Well, you're just gonna sacrifice yourself?
It's what nature's telling me to do.
Well, that's happening. Caroline, you're running next door to your house.
Just like casually opening the door, like, honey,
Okay.
I'm home.
Honey, how was your night?
Oh, it's great. How was yours? How are the kids?
They're doing great. They put them to sleep already.
You know what? I was thinking we should go back to Pyre.
You think so?
Yeah, I really think the kids need more people, like, their age, maybe give them back to their families.
Well, I suppose that might be a good idea.
Yeah, we had a good run with it.
Are you just kidnapping children?
We're borrowing.
Dang.
All right. When do you want to leave? Next week?
The sooner the better now,
Now? Right now?
No,
All right, well.
right now. Let's go right now.
All right, well, do anyone have a wagon we could borrow?
We'll figure something out. Just go grab Belladonna.
All right, I'll start packing them up. Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, so the two of you start packing up your house, packing up your kids and everything. All right,
Yeah.
So back in the bar, you're all just kind of standing around. The place is doused in alcohol. Old Tom is just laying down on the ground, a little trickle of blood coming down his forehead from the chair.
Burn it down. Nature's telling me to do what's right. I'm just gonna on top of him.
Okay. Irina does not need a second suggestion, and she just
really
grabs
does
a
not.
lantern and just hucks it behind the bar. And then it lands with a shatter, and then the back of the bar is just engulfed in flames, and as the very potent alcohol lights and just starts catching the wood and some of the fabric and drapes and stuff, and the back of the bar just lights up and the fire begins to spread along the sides, going up the trail of alcohol you left upstairs. Bottles begin to just like pop and explode as the fire gets to them, and like other more flammable liquors erupt in flames. You see like blue and green bursts of fire as different alcohols and liquors catch.
Yeah, as that's happening, I just want to like swivel around and sit on Tom's gut,
Mm-hmm.
and then just like pull out my pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
All right.
pack it full of my tobacco,
Mm-hmm.
and then just point it toward the flame to light it.
Okay. So Tom is laying there just basically bleeding out underneath you. And then you just hear just kind of like a as that just kind of death rattle underneath you. And you can feel his chest compress as he lets out a final breath. And then there's sort of like a sound next to you. And you look over, and in the crackling firelight, casting shadows all over the room, all of you can see, standing on the ground, a brain with 4 yellow clawed legs just appears on the ground, looking, like facing up in Jessop's direction.
You're not nature.
And Jessop,
Yeah.
I need you to make me a saving throw.
Here
It
we
doesn't
go,
matter
here we
which
go.
one.
15.
Okay, you can feel you're as it like looks up at you, you feel like a sudden just blast. It's like a migraine hits you all, but you manage to like shake your head and it fades away, and nothing happens. I mean, it's like there it is. Oh, kill it. All right. For those in the bar, I think we may need to roll initiative, because the bar is aflame.
15.
All right.
12.
All right.
Do you want me
Jessop,
to roll for Irina?
Irina is... yeah, sure.
5.
Okay. Jessop, you're up first.
Gonna stand up then
Okay.
from sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is different. And the bar is burning as this is all happening.
Oh, yeah. The flames are rapidly spreading. You're in, like, the middle of the room, so there's not a lot to catch fire around you yet. But there's some flames, like there were puddles of moonshine that have caught fire and are sputtering and flaming. But those flames aren't very dense, as they haven't really caught wood yet.
Would you say I have enough movement to get to the intellect devour?
Oh, it's, like, right next to you, yeah.
Oh, can I pick it up and throw it at, like, up into some flames?
Roll me a d20.
Natural 20.
Okay, so you basically just grab this thing. It's like this big. It's like the size of a large cat. It's just a brain with legs. So you just pick it up and then just punt it into the fire, and it just legs flailing through the air. Roll me a d4 for damage. I'm gonna say that you managed to huck it hard enough that it's like strikes a table.
1.
All right, so it hits a table and lands in a deep section of flames. Starts flailing around.
Oh, nature.
Takes 3 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
All right. And that's going to bring us to... What did Igor get?
12.
Igor, you're up next.
All right. I'm going to grab Irina's hand and drag us as much movement as I can to the front door.
Okay, so you drag Irina over to the front door.
Yes.
All right, you're there.
All right. I'd like to exit the front door.
Okay, so you just unlock the door and just drag Irina out the door.
Yes.
Okay, you're out.
Close the door behind you and bar it.
Yes, of course. And then also, as we're like leaving, I'll like turn to Irina and be like, "So for our next bar, I'm thinking maybe like the Yaki Minotaur, you know?"
I think that's a good idea. It would be good remembrance.
Yes. And then we'll like wait to like close and like bar the door for Maena to get out.
Okay. You do remember that that the mayor tended to had a couple of horses and kept a wagon because he liked to go on occasional like country rides through the woods and or down like on the paths and everything to visit nearby farms and stuff.
Perfect.
All right, so that'll be your turn. Then the Intellect Devourer.
Yeah, bring it.
First of all, start of its turn, it's on fire, and it takes 5 more points of fire damage. But it is going to come out of the. It's going to emerge out from the flames, and it is going to try and do the same thing again on you. So roll me a saving throw as you get hit by that migraine.
11.
Okay, you failed it by 1.
Woo!
So let's see. So it actually
That's great.
it does not do the psychic damage.
Okay. That would
Because
already kill me.
yeah, because it cannot steal the body of a dead person. So it's just doing intelligence damage.
Yep.
So let's see, 5.
Oh yeah.
And 11.
Yep, stunned.
All right, so you just you get hit by a migraine, and all of a sudden, it's like, the world is so complicated. It's just shapes and colors around you. You cannot register what anything is. You just see shapes and colors and dancing lights, and it's all so pretty.
Oh man.
Kind of relax.
Well, there goes Jessop.
But that brings us to Maena's turn, and she is going to rush forward with her dagger and come up and just try and stab it into this thing from the side.
Oh, that was good stuff.
And she will hit with the dagger. She has modifiers. She's a being the most capable among you. And she's going to deal... she stabs... Jessop, you vaguely register. She stabs into this thing, but the non-magical dagger seems to not have much of an effect on it. And that will be the end of her turn. Bring us back up to the top with Jessop.
Stunned. Can't do shit.
Yep, yeah. Can't do anything. Igor, what are you doing?
Adrian.
I didn't think it'd get back to me this quickly. Igor's gonna look at Irina and be like, "Do we wait? Like, how much? Like, do I bar the door?"
Do whatever you think is right. We should also get out of here.
I agree about the getting out of here thing. All right, we'll give her 6 more seconds. If she's not out in 6 more seconds, I'm locking the door.
All right, sounds fair. All right. Okay, that'll bring us to the Intellect Devourer, which
I know what's up.
it looks over at you.
Intelligence contest, right?
Let's see. You are incapacitated. 5 feet. Yes, intelligence contest between the two of you.
12.
You can feel this pressure in front of you. You can't exactly register with it. But some instinctual part of you recognizes this pressure, and you recognize that you want to fight back against it. And you do manage to push it back. It does not manage to enter into your brain, and that is its entire turn.
Oh boy.
Bringing us back to Maena, who is going to take a lesson from you and is going to try and punt it back into the fire. And she just rears back and just connects with her foot, and it's going to take 2 points of bludgeoning damage after a reduction.
Why die?
And it goes flying back into the fire and takes some fire damage from that. Ooh, maximum fire damage. And it is looking crispy. It smells like toasty brain.
Yum.
And with that, she's gonna like grab Jessop by the arm and start just like leading him towards the door.
Move.
You're stunned so you can move, so she's just like slowly guiding you back towards the front door. And the bar's not that big, so she probably like manages to get to the door and starts pounding on it.
Oh, I thought it's like it's open. Like
Oh,
we're
it's
just
still
like
open. Okay.
yeah, we're just like in the doorway, like staring.
Okay, so you're watching you saw all of this then. You saw it just get punted into the flames. So she can actually then she drags Igor or she drags Jessop just out the door and she's like, shut it.
And then yeah, I'll just like immediately like slam it shut and then like put like a piece
Okay.
of wood over it or something.
All right. In the meantime, Caroline, what have you been doing?
Packing up my kids' stuff and getting them out of the house.
Okay, so Caroline, you can see as you get out the front of the house, you have your 2 kittens and your wife, and you look across the street, and you can just see fire, like the glowing on the inside of the windows of all the bar. The straw roof has started to catch, and there's smoke just billowing out from underneath it, illuminating the street. And just about as you're getting outside, you can see Maena dragging Jessop, who's just like open mouth and staring off into space, more so than usual. And then Igor and Irina, who just shut the door and like, put a shovel through the handle, I guess, to bar it.
Cover your eyes, kids. You don't need to see this.
You're holding them, you just cover their eyes. All right, combat is effectively over at this point. As all of you like are inside, you hear just like a several impacts from inside, and the door just kind of shudders, but it holds.
You see, Irina, I told you we need to get the nice thick doors for this exact reason.
And actually, just for one more thing. All right. Technically, Jessop is still within 5 feet of the door. It senses the space. It can get through it. Oof. Oh, I rolled a 3. Oh boy. So Jessop, you all of a sudden, your mind, you feel that pressure again, but this time back, and just slowly as it pushes back, you feel yourself it's like you're getting pushed further and further and further back in your own mind, like your own perception, like your own view of reality just gets more and more and more distant, and then just winks out as you'd.
I was muted on OBS. Sorry, OBS. Chat, I got natural 1, so I failed that save, so yeah, Jessop, no good.
And Jessop, but to all of you, Jessop just stays.
Oh, oh man.
All right. And Maen's like, okay, we should try and get out of here. Do we just walk, or anyone have a cart or something, a wagon?
Oh,
horses?
Yes, we should definitely walk. But also, why don't you stay here and make sure that nothing comes out of the bar? And I will go get us some food, and then when we're done grabbing, Irina and myself, of course, will go grab some food. We're the purveyor of fine beats all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
We'll collect some stuff. We'll meet up back here. You just run a perimeter around bar, make sure nothing comes out, and we will meet up with you shortly.
Okay, that sounds good. Caroline, she sees you and waves at you. Can you watch Jessop?
Sure. Sabrina, here, take them both. I'm gonna go watch him,
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Jessop is just kind of like standing there staring off into space. And you can see that she's like, it kind of got him. I think he can recover from this, but he's not doing too well. Just keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't wander. Get him away from the building. Make sure he doesn't wander too close to the fire. He might think it's shiny.
Okay. Hey, big guy, you want to go for a walk?
Yeah, no response. But yeah, you can walk him a little bit away. And Maena will keep an eye out, walking around, and the building just gradually engulfs in flames, and some windows shatter as fire licks out the sides of the building, and the whole thing just goes up and just starts burning to the ground. Beams start to collapse and crack inward as the second floor begins to collapse. And the beds on the second floor have caught, and columns of fire just shooting through the roof now. What are Igor and Irina doing?
We're going to the mayor's house.
Okay.
We're gonna take 2 horses
Okay.
and we're gonna leave.
All right. Before you go, Irina's like, hold on a minute. Mayor was a kind of wealthy man, right?
Oh, it's a good point you're bringing up, Irina.
He's not using it anymore. Let's go and let's check inside.
Yes, let's grab some stuff for sure.
She just like as she's saying that, she picks up a hefty sized rock and just tosses it through one of his windows.
Perfect. I'll go. Yeah, let's go in.
Yeah, you just push the glass, take a stick, and like knock the glass out of the way, and just hop inside and start looting the place.
Yes,
It's good food. We take this food on the road.
it will be so yummy.
That robe will look good on you.
Oh, I'm so handsome. Do you see any gold anywhere? Oh, is that a gold statue? No, it's just copper. Still, grab the statue.
All right, the little statue. We'll bring that. We'll paint it. Tell someone it's gold and sell it to them.
Yes,
Find someone gullible. All right. So you get together a fair amount of loot and money. You find the town's taxes that were supposed to be shipped out in a lockbox. Lockbox is locked, but bring it with you on the road. Find a good size rock. You and Irina know how to get into a lockbox.
We can figure it out for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. So eventually you load up the saddlebags with food and goods and valuables.
And then yes, we will just take our 2 horses and we will gallop away. Be like,
all right.
It's really a crazy day.
So the only road out of town passes back by the inn.
Yep.
So Maena's in the back doing a perimeter sweep. Caroline, you're standing out there with Jessop. Your wife's right over there, and you just hear, and you see 2 horses with Igor and Irina on them. Saddlebags loaded. You can just see shiny bits underneath, some jewelry and stuff hanging out. The 2 of them just gallop right past you and out of town.
As we're like going past, you're gonna like yell out to Carol. I'd be like, meet up with us in Pyre. Bye.
All right, I'll see you there. Okay, big guy. So let's get you
And then
somewhere else.
to Irene will be like, we're not going to Pyre.
All right, lead the way.
And yeah, we were.
All right, so the 2 of you just leave. All right, Maena finishes doing a perimeter of the bar as it starts. Some of the walls, upper walls, start to collapse inward from the fire as the structure starts to go away, and one of the main support beams is burned out and it cracks in the middle. And as some of the windows start to burst out, there's a sudden explosion of flame out the side as a backdraft hits. Some fresh oxygen gets in, the flames flare even bigger into life, and the inside heats up like an oven. And Maena has to back up away from it. A little bit of soot on her face. She comes over to you and says, "All right. I think that's, I think that's probably." Sorry, some smoke. I think it's dead.
Good. Yeah.
So do you have everything you need?
I got my wife and my kids. That's all I need.
Okay. I'm really sorry that you have to leave your home like this.
Well, we've done it before. Don't worry about it.
All right. I feel bad. So did you I think I was going to go to Pyre, but is that where I can help you get wherever you need to go?
I mean, if you're going to Pyre, we might as well go together.
All right. Well, I'll come with you on the road, and we'll make sure that you can make it safely, and do whatever I can to help you get set up there. I feel really bad about this.
I'll have a good chair in case.
Yeah, okay. Well, and she looks up at Jessop, try and figure out how to fix this.
Hit it with a big stick.
No, I think he needs some heal. Pyre's got a lot of I think I've heard that they've got a lot of healer types, so we could probably find someone to help them out. Until then, we might have to spoon feed them.
I mean, I got 2 kids. I've done it before.
All right. Well, we'll take care of him on the road, and we might need to kind of pull him by his hand, but we'll get him there. Thank you for everything, and I'm so sorry about all of this.
Don't worry about it.
All right. She's wiggling. You're Sabrina? Yeah, hi, darling. Nice to meet you. Again, really sorry about this. We've done it before. All right. Let's get going then. And she'll take Jessop's hand and start leading him down the mountain path. All right. So all of you start to walk down the mountain path. It's a good ways walk. So you're going to be walking for several days to get down through the mountain paths and make your way down onto the road that leads eventually out to Pyre. As you're walking, Caroline, can I just get one d20 roll from you?
4.
All right. So you walk along. You're just walking along, traveling along the road. And it's a few days journey. You brought enough food for you and the kids. You have to have a talk with Sabrina at some point about whether or not you're going to actually return them to their parents.
No,
You know exactly where they are.
they're ours now.
Okay.
Damn.
Hey, if Igor can steal the mayor's stuff, I can steal a couple kids. It's the same thing, right?
He wasn't using his stuff anymore.
They weren't using their kids anymore. Like,
Oh!
All right. So you make your way along. Igor and Irina.
Yes.
Where are you going?
So we go to Pyre first.
Okay. All right. So you had to Pyre first.
Yes, we sell a lot of the loot, get as much coin as we can. And then we're probably just going to try our luck at a different continent, like get on a boat or whatever.
Okay.
Go
So
to,
there's so you've got you can talk to some people on the docks, and there's in the past about 15 years, past decade or so, there is a series of islands and a peninsula that kind of comes up in the middle, curves out in the middle of the ocean, called the Crescent Isles, that's recently become very populated as sea mercantilism has taken over or kind of kicked up, and a couple of competing merchant companies have gone onto the sea. So there's a lot of kind of merchant colonies throughout the sea on islands that are kind of up and coming, but then there's also a couple more continents and things you can go to further across the sea that are a little bit more stable and well established.
Yeah, they're gonna try their luck at the Crescent Isles.
All right, so you just pick one and go. All right, so you're gonna just get on a boat and set off for a new life
with all of our money.
Yeah, with all your. I mean, it takes some of it to get you. You probably Irina insists that you splurge on a nice inn for the night.
Perhaps an inn that has a bard performing at it.
Maybe, yeah. You actually you're in a balcony seat as you see an Azamar bard perform, and you can't really decide how you feel about the performance. You think maybe in a week or two you'll be able to decide exactly how that performance went.
Yeah.
When you have some time to think on it. But then you managed to book a ship, take some money, and you head out with your enough money to establish another inn somewhere else where hopefully you won't have to burn it down. And all you can hope is that this island has beets. All right.
What a happy ending for Igor.
Yeah. And Caroline and Maena and what's left of Jessop takes you much longer to get to Pyre because you're on foot, you're not on horseback. There's more of you. There's children. There's a there's Jessop missing a brain. You
So
have to
children.
you kind of have to like lead him by the hand. Eventually, though, you get back to the front gates of Pyre. Caroline, you recognize these. You know, you've been here before. Home sweet home. However, the guards at the front gate, as you're coming in, go, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Sorry, could we ask you some questions? Not him, just you.
Just me?
Yes.
Sure.
All
I'm
right.
an open book, darling.
All right. We'll bring you into a little guard hut by the gate, one that Hannibal is familiar with.
Yes.
And they say, have you ever been through here before, ma'am?
Once or twice, yeah.
All right. So you've been to Pyre before.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are you familiar with a couple by the name of a tabaxi couple by the name of Swift Cloud and Two River?
No, those names don't ring a bell.
Roll me a deception check.
But doesn't she have the kittens with her?
Her wife's got them, yeah.
Okay.
9.
Okay. He says,
yes.
could you just wait here for a minute? Sorry, I need to go ask someone something. And he leaves the room and shuts the door behind him. And Maena and your wife and the kids and Jessop are waiting outside the guardhouse. And eventually, it takes a while. You're sitting there for a while, like a good long while, like an hour passes, and no one has come back to talk to you. You're still in the room. And then eventually, the guard comes back, and there's 2 adult tabaxi with him, and they're like standing very close together, and they see their eyes like go completely cat slitted as they look at you. And just goes, "That's her. She's the one that took our babies. Are they here? Does she have them?" There's a woman outside with a pair of children. There's like, is that them? Is that them? He leans out and says, guards, could you escort the woman in with the 2 children? And then a couple of moments later, Sabrina's led in by a couple of guards, and then one of them, "Our babies! You monsters! They kidnapped our children! They took them from us!"
This is preposterous. That's not what we did.
We've had a report of these missing children for months now, ma'am.
Well, I haven't had them months.
How long have you had them?
Like 2 years.
All right.
Oh.
You're under arrest. Jessop, Maena's like listening at the door, and he hears all this. Her eyes are just gradually getting wider, and she just grabs you by the hand and just slowly walks into the city. And the children are taken from you and given back to their parents, and Caroline and Sabrina are arrested. Ma'am, you're under arrest for
from me.
kidnapping. No, these are not your children, ma'am. These belong to these nice people here.
They're my babies.
No,
Their
they're
names are
really.
Artemis and Belladonna.
That's not at all their names. No.
Yes, it is. They'll respond to it. They love
That's
beats.
not helping your case. Please come with us. And they manacle the 2 of you and then walk you into a holding cell.
Let's go down an alleyway.
And Maena will, Jessop, I suppose that, let's see if we can get you fixed up.
No.
And she will lead you down a street, and Jessop just kind of follows along and observes for now and waits.
He waits for sure.
And I suppose that answers the question of what happened to Maena Swift.
She's
And the
hanging out
answer
with an intellect devourer.
Yeah, she's hanging out with an intellect devourer in disguise.
This poor old Jessop.
Yeah, with she's in Pyre, which is good to know. Same city as you guys. And Igor and his wife. Igor and his wife left, picked a random, more or less a random spot. By the way, that intellect devourer had 1 health left.
Dang.
That was like it needed to succeed. That one roll, that nat 1 is what, and it rolled a 3. If you'd rolled like anything above a 4, it would have died in the fire.
Well, you can't.
But no.
You can't spell Jessop Moonripple without R.I.P.
I suppose that is true. How long have you been sitting on that?
For a long time.
All right. Ever since it ate your brain?
Yeah, basically.
All right. So let's see. What island did Igor end up on? Let's go with, yeah, that makes sense. Probably ended up on the manufactured or heavily manufactured island city of Tajalma, a basically like Singapore-like island where it is a concentric set of rings of alternating land and like wide canals set in like concentric rings like a bullseye where ships move in and out. Very, very heavily regulated laws. Like the laws themselves are very heavily regulated, but the laws themselves also leave a lot of stuff out. It is basically known that if something can be bought or sold, it can be bought or sold on the island of Tajalma. And Igor can find...
do so
what?
Well.
Yeah,
Really
and Igor
so
can,
well there.
with his money and know-how, can get in on whatever sort of illicit trades he wants, and will find that the market for beets there is an import market for it, and not a lot of people selling. And beets do fairly well here.
Nice.
Caroline and her wife are set for trial for kidnapping children and taking them for 2 years. Yes, they allow you to be together in your jail cells. And
together stays together.
And Jessop is basically a passenger in his own brain, because technically I was reading it.
Yeah.
Your brain is not considered gone until
you die.
Until you die, yeah. So it's like you're kind of like everything you've been seeing is like it's like looking through a Game Boy sized screen in front of you, that you're just like watching your life pass by in front of you as the intellect devourer still pretends to be at 0 intelligence.
Yeah, it's great.
And you follow Maena around as she gets her bearings in the city and tries to kind of get established so that she can get the money together to get Jessop's brain restored. And how she does that will be a question for another day.
Woo!
So that is what happened to Maena Swift. Our first ever side adventure. So hopefully next week, if everyone's feeling back to 100%, we should be back to the main story and back to Ilvim, Drusilla, Sid, and Hannibal.
Yes, very
as
good.
They continue their adventures in the city. They had some things they wanted to do.
Yes, it's a bone grinder.
I think the bone grinder was mentioned. You got some other
library.
information, other leads. What?
The library.
The library. You also needed to pick up your payment for a job you did before you left. That's just been sitting there waiting for you.
Yep.
A job where you traumatized a dwarf.
Hannibal would hate Jessop.
I bet. Or would he love him because he'd probably be such an easy experiment or experimental subject. Like you'd just be like, Jessop, put this in your mouth, and just be like, all right, it looks like nature to me.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm going to attach these electrodes to the sides of your face. If you feel anything in your feet, let me know.
Okay.
Jessop, lie back and take this. I'm going to install an acid shooter in the back of your throat.
Oh, I miss Hannibal.
Well, we'll be back to him next week, so we'll be back to normal again next week. But again, if anybody in the cast or the audience has any ideas for things you'd like to see explored as we go through the main campaign and lore is explored, characters are mentioned, there's always going to be threads that we will not have time to follow, as is just the case in a D&D story. Some things will be mentioned and won't necessarily get wrapped up in campaign. So these side stories like this, when people can't make it, are a great place to go and follow and see what happened to that person. How did they get from point A to point B? What is that thing in history that you just mentioned? What did that look like when it happened? And then when people are gone, we'll just have a running catalog of these things that I can pull from, and I'll have a list of things. I'll know stuff that we can look into, but I'm interested in hearing from you, the cast, and the audience, and hearing from what things you are interested, what questions you have that you'd like explored in these, because these are kind of just question answering episodes for whatever happened with that. What did that look like? Who is that? That kind of thing. So send them over on Discord in the Soldiers of the Lich Queen Discord channel that we have over there. Also, just come by and talk about the episodes and the characters and everything. You know, if you have fan art or something on the off chance, because that's dream, really.
Yeah.
I think we've yet to get, aside from my very quick, wonderful drawing of Henry Lofferton Esquire on the back of a horse. I think that's been the first fan art we've gotten. So, you know, we would absolutely, I selfishly say we would absolutely love fan art.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's the dream anyway. All right. So we're ending a little bit early today, but it wrapped up sooner than I was expecting. I'll be honest. I didn't know how that was going to go. The question, the episode title was a question, and it was a question for me too. I was like, let's find out. Let's find out what happened. And we got that question answered. So
I had so much fun playing Igor.
yeah, that was Igor made out the best in all of this. Igor and his
Yeah.
wife
Yeah.
are survivors.
Jessop. Yeah.
Jessop did not do too well. Jessop probably did the worst. Jessop probably ended up the worst, and then Caroline close behind.
Poor Jessop.
So, yeah. Hey, Jessop might not be dead. Again, if his brain can be restored.
It's pretty hard.
It is pretty hard. It's possible, but it's very difficult. Very unlikely, but possible.
For when the main cast makes it to the islands. I want to meet Igor. I want Elbum to meet Igor.
We'll see. I have no requirements of where you have to go or things you have to do. Whatever you want to pursue and do. If you want to start island hopping and going around these places, open world, they are all available to you. Go wherever, do whatever.
Hannibal and Igor.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
I feel like they would actually hate each other.
Probably.
Igor would be like, "You are a shady man. What are you doing? Stop that. You ask too many questions."
Yeah. Too many. It's none of your business. Stop asking.
Exactly.
Don't tell me what to do.
All right. So, ending a little early this week, but hopefully everybody had fun, enjoyed.
I miss Jessop already.
Yeah. We do too. So, thank you for watching this week, everybody. Have a great week. We will be back to our regularly scheduled Soldiers of the Lich Queen stuff next week, most likely. So, thank you again, and have a good rest of your day.
And don't forget to tune in on Wednesday and Thursday for our Halloween stuff, because it's going to be a fun.
Yeah. All right.
Bye, everybody. Bye.